I am Sergey Badyuk, and I present to you my new project, The Planet of Shanti. It is devoted to how to travel and relax in the right way. I will have it try to show you an alternative type of rest, alternative to the one most of us are used to, like senseless lying on the beach or on the seaside, and so on. I began shooting my film in India, on Goa. Behind me you can see the famous restaurant Shanti. They do not only eat here, but also do yoga. Now the camera will turn behind me and we will see the place for which plenty of people come here, for the sunset. We're at the very corner. It is the brow, which is very beautiful. What should be said about Goa? I came to Goa for the first time 12 years ago, and I had been visiting it for 8 years and then moved to Thailand. The truth to tell, I had no inclination to get back there, but as it turned out so that I'm here. I decided to make a film. Goa is a great place. A lot of people come here for yoga, Ayurveda and other practices, but as I'm making voracious movies, let me warn you, Goa is full of drugs, which are very accessible. And the choice is absolutely up to you. If you come here to improve your health, go on watching this movie. If you belong to the people who come here for a different thing, like drugs and other stuff, my film is not for you. This film is for people who want to be healthy, happy. It is not for the young people only, it is also for representatives of an older generation. Today you will live a day of my life, and during this day I will try to show you and tell you about the Goa I love. And now, let's begin. This is Sergey Badyuk with my project, The Planet of Shanti. Series 1, Goa. Let's move on. Yes, my friends, exactly. Let's move on. Follow me and you will learn a lot of new things. Guys, I was very eager to show you this thing. It has no connection to practices, these are gypsies. One should not give any kind of money to them, as they will eat you alive. But if you really want to, why not? So now, let's move on, we have a lot of things to do today. Let's go. Noisy Indian people did not let me work, and to tell you what Goa is. The Indians themselves call Goa Magic Goa, as according to the legend, this place has been created by the god Vishnu by name, and specially for himself he has made a beautiful seashore to meditate and practice yoga. And he liked this place so much that he brought his 10 wisest friends, and even god Shiva built his residence here. But seriously speaking, this is a relatively small state, 3,700 square kilometers, on the north it borders with the state Maharashtra, on the south with the poorest state of India, Karnataka. All the jobs in Goa are the hardest, the jobs are worst. People who live in the state Karnataka are the poorest Indians. Here the distance is just 101 kilometers. The place is amazingly beautiful. The first European to step on this wonderful land was, you won't believe me, the merchant from Tver, Russia, Afanasy Nikitin, and then after him the second European was Vasco da Gama, who came there on several ships, and with Vasco da Gama started the story of Goa's colonization. But we will speak of it later. In 1970s, crowds of hippies rushed there, and they brought not only the interest to yoga and various practices, but also drugs. Unfortunately, but the choice is absolutely up to the person. This film is for the right people who come here to take care of their health. Let's go, a lot of interesting things are waiting. Morning, everyone. So, friends, we begin. Naturally, when we speak about India, about keeping fit in India, the first thing which comes to one's head is yoga. And when one comes to Goa, one has an impression that under each tree there is a yoga teacher. And look, at one each tree there are ads of various types of yoga. Yoga, yoga, yoga. On the beaches, well, literally everywhere, people do yoga. What I mean to say, friends, is that regrettably the level of yoga teachers does not coincide with the numbers of ads. Just like everywhere, there are not many real, qualified teachers. And there is the danger of getting into a charlatan. So we film in the place where the quality of yoga lessons is guaranteed, where you won't be heard, where there will be Russian speakers, where it is clean, comfortable. I visited this place for the last time 6 years ago. The place is called Free Flow Yoga. And if you come here to GOA, you have no idea how to find a good yoga teacher, come here first and you will get advice. I like this small village, like our Thai camps, where people do Muay Thai in some villages. This is a similar village, but for yoga. This is where Max Dedic trains, and some other men come here from St. Petersburg to do karate. What I especially like about this place is that it's absolutely clean here. As you might have noticed, India sometimes resembles a big dump. Of course, one gets used to it after the first day, but when one gets into the oasis of tidiness and sees faces full of smiles, that is absolutely pleasant. And now a small trip around free flow yoga. Let's take a look at these kids, people who reside there. Follow me. We have just entered. On the right there is a clean lavatory. On the left there is a canteen. Do not expect to get any kind of meat there. Clean water, clean dishes, and great fruit is guaranteed. Let's move forward. Here one can see the residential area. There dwell people. There is the place for staff. Hi, kids. Hello. It is very quiet. Have a look at how he's standing on his arms. Fantastic. Now as for yoga. It is taught here by guys from St. Petersburg. It is called Free Flow Yoga. Very skilled teachers, and they work here on regular basis. But all year round, plenty of masters from all the countries come here with their seminars. From Italy, Russia, Kazakhstan. They come on their own or with their students, probably due to the fact that it was the first place where I've been. But I like the place very much. The rest is, well, I don't know. I got used to cleanliness. It doesn't mean that you won't find a better place, but start with this very place first. At least drop in here and you will get plenty of emotions. Follow me, there is a place for gymnastics. Look, there's a special place for gymnastics. Their individual trainings are held, and other kinds of classes. There are a lot of kids training there. One more very important moment. Let's move forward. There are houses too. An oasis of tidiness. Unfortunately, the owner of this wonderful enterprise is not here today, but as usual we have just one day for filming. I guess you have got accustomed to the fact that I film everything in one day, but we will improve this little flow. Some members of my group remain here and will interview the owner of this wonderful place. He will narrate about all the dangers and pleasures connected with doing yoga on Goa. We will add this interview into the film and I will watch it with pleasure myself. We shall move on, my friends. Do you think that I have already left? No way. Just at the entrance, a beautiful young hostess caught me. And she treated me to the wonderful little fruit. Friends, one more very important issue is to touch upon. For many people, India associates with Ayurveda, and you will go around Goa and on every post of tree, let it be a tree, you will see an ad spa, detox, Ayurveda, massage. But to tell the truth, it is absolutely scary to go in 90% of the doors with such ads. It is very dirty, very unhygienic. Everything which associates with this dirt is rather disgusting. But there are good places, so I recommend you. That is not advertisement. There is not advertisement, you know my shows, I always tell the truth. If you decide to take up Ayurveda, or detox, or anything that is so fashionable these days, I recommend you to go to these guys. Who's the doctor here? Yes, we have a doctor here, Konstantin Hasin, the author of the book of Spice Medicine, and he holds various courses of cure here. Can you at least advise one on who is reliable here? And how long have you been working here? For 9 years. So, if Russian tourists come, you can recommend something for those who want to undergo some treatment. What is done in expensive hotels is not of a good quality. Can you tell people where to go and what to pay attention to? I do hope that you won't refuse your fellow countrymen. Naturally, we will accept with the greatest pleasure all those who need detox. I guess everyone who resides in a city needs it. It is done by means of Ayurvedic procedures, which do the cleansing of organs, liver, and so on. So it works. Are those people who do it satisfied? As people spend there not a long time, like 1 week and a maximum 3 weeks, they have enough time to undergo a 10-day course of cleansing. After certain recommendations of Konstantin, some procedures are prescribed which are necessary for this exact person. Naturally, the organism gets cleaner, plus the food, fruit, salads, various raw food for these dishes. Friends, one has no desire to eat meat here. You should try our raw food specialists here. Ice cream and cheesecakes. Rep 10 for me. So guys, you've heard everything. Now I finish eating this fruit and we're going on. The movie is going to be very interesting. I will show you how to spend a great time here and avoid difficulties. And the most important, to avoid drugs. Hello, my name is Timothy Ra. It has been 15 years now since I visited India for the first time. At first I traveled a lot. I was interested in Indian spirituality. I visited the Himalayas, but since 2005 my wife Julia and I have been residing on Goa. We opened the first Russian yoga center here and gave it the name Free Flow. In the center we started developing the cure and healthy way of doing yoga, holding various seminars, and famous yoga teachers start visiting us. At first, when we were only beginning, yoga was something exotic, but now every other person knows about it, and nearly every other practices it. Yoga has got various types and kinds. You must have heard of Ashtanga yoga and others. There are individual styles of yoga. I can say that having gone around India and having met various local yoga practitioners, I have come to the following conclusion. It is better to take yoga lessons from Russian people who are fully aware of your needs, because they have already got acquainted with India, its culture, different types of yoga, and have selected the suitable. So when you are in search of a yoga teacher, take into consideration your needs. Which practice makes you stronger and you feel better and healthier. For elderly people, Iyengar yoga seems to be suitable variant, as cushions and mats are used. The warming of a body is made milder and it is easier to practice. For younger and more energetic people, I recommend the styles like Ashtanga, Vinyasa. Every day we hold yoga classes and one can join freely. Besides, we pay a lot of attention to Ayurveda. This is a traditional Indian healing art, which has been beneficial for the health of the Indians for many years, thousands of years. Well, friends, as I have already told you, the second European person to step on Goa's land was Vasco da Gama. But unlike Afanasy Nikitin, he was not alone, but with his fellow countrymen. These nice Portugal guys occupied this territory and turned it into their own colony. This was 1510 and the colony was not that big. In 1843, they enhanced their belongings up to the modern size. It was Goa already, and they were very active. They were engaged in trade and they were expounding Christianity. Behind me there is a Catholic church. Naturally, propagating was connected with the Inquisition, and poor Indians who did not want to believe were burned. And now it is like some kinds of symbiosis. The Christian church borders with the temple. Religions have mixed up, and now it's quite a peculiar mixture. Nevertheless, it exists. Besides, I want to tell you, if you have come to Goa, you should visit the old capital of Goa, Old Goa. There are absolutely fantastic temples of the 16th century, and there are the hallows of Saint Francis, who was baptizing here, and UNESCO regards this to be cultural heritage. So if you have some time, just visit the Old Goa and now have a look at the local beauty. Look around. Look around and follow us. A lot of interesting is coming. Friends, during the years I've been away from here, a lot of things have changed. Have a look. They even have a gym here. It is called a Aura Gym, as they like it here in India. Hello, what's your name? Hi, Sergey. Let's go. Hello, guys. What are you doing here? Working out. Sergey, nice to meet you. So, you're just working out here. Where's the owner? He will soon arrive here. He has left to buy some food. He is a rorist. Rorist? I cannot believe it. A hung and a rorist. So, what do you have here? Show me. A set of kettlebells? A set of kettlebells from 1 kilo till 30. A great set. Let me hold your glasses. You know, one often gives an expensive thing like glasses, and yeah, they're gone. I feel like a real yoga practicer. You know, how much I miss real kettlebells when I'm away on business trips. Really good kettlebells. Really good. There are... Follow me. There are more than 150 here. It is rather reliable. Nice gym.
Следует моим заветам. Видите, в каждом приличном доме, даже у индусов, должна быть макевара. Ну что, отлично. Сейчас я там на входе, подождите меня недолго совсем, я вернусь еще посмотрю, почем опиум кроворода. Привет. Я Серега зовут. Макс, Максимыч.
Hey Max,
Красавица.
you look good.
Говорят, сыроед. Неделя.
They say you are a rarist now. 1 week, 350 rubles, a very affordable price. So, if you find yourself here, you can find this gym.
Просто Аши,
A main road near Golden Goa.
Главная дорога рядом с Golden Goa. Ну, короче, все
But anyway, everyone knows. You just go along the main road and see our gym.
Об этом вообще мечтать даже не приходилось.
I couldn't even have dreamt of it. About 2 days ago, I visualized you.
Буквально позавчера я думал о том, что неплохо было бы, что
Thinking what a famous person would advertise my gym.
вот оно буквально, вот оно как на
It is the raw eating works, I think.
Мы не сговариваемся.
Guys, we didn't arrange it. We just were driving along the road, but, well, yesterday in the evening I monitored the local places. I'm filming these days, and the whole crew came from Germany for 1 day. I thank them very much.
В полном составе прилетела из Германии, волонтеры, на заметку. И мы проехали, я вчера вечером уже заметил этот зал. Давай, хватит меня хвалить.
Enough praising of me. Tell me how you founded this gym.
запустил в этом
It just came into my head. I enjoy resting on Goa. I love its energetics, which attracts me again and again. It is hard to get by without a gym, indeed. Like a real yoga practicer cannot live without a gym.
Говорит Влад Фадеев, йог-качок, что без железа йогу никак.
Не, ну просто еще раз.
Besides, I felt sorry for my countrymen. I saw them drinking and smoking, and I had a desire to change the situation somehow.
Как-то изменить.
So you see, my friends, this is exactly what I was saying in this show. I'm telling the truth.
Я уехал сюда.
I left this place because I felt a certain discomfort due to a high number of various drugs which appeared there. But now I see the situation is changing and it's getting better. The police preoccupies themselves with this issue. And some people say there are no longer these crazy parties and many people come here for practices. That's how the very idea of this movie came into exercise. It is not fair not to film those people who train and do their best to keep fit only because there are some drug addicts around. Probably we should open gyms in places where there are lots of them, actually, to teach them with our example. As there are many people who came there and then thanked us. How many people go there? Well, actually, there are certain issues with the frequency of their visits, as most of them come here for 2-3 weeks.
Не, ну тем не менее.
It is hard to visit it when one come for 1 week only.
Продувается всё.
Народу достаточно.
Ну что, круто, спасибо тебе.
Thank you very much. You're doing a very important thing.
Друзья, запомнили.
Bear in mind, our
Если вы
gym,
находитесь на
if you
Goa,
come
на
here,
Goa,
visit it, it is near Shanti.
рядом с Шанти. В общем, не промахнетесь. От
You won't
Шанти
miss it.
пройти сколько? Тут 20 метров.
Literally 50 meters from Shanti.
Все, удачи.
Well, good luck, guys.
Благодарю, Сергей.
Удачи. Мы продолжаем
We go on
движение.
moving.
Я очень
It
рад,
makes
что
me
наша
happy
Влада
that there are
Качка
more and
становится
more
больше
gyms even on
нашего
Goa.
города. Следуйте за мной.
Follow us, we're going to show you more interesting things. Dear viewers, of course my story about Goa would not be full without showing you at least one Hindu temple. This is a very famous temple. It is famous for the fact that it is one of the few temples devoted to the Hanuman. Hanuman is the king of apes, and it's something like Sun Wukong in the Chinese mythology, which is an ape fighter with a stick who flies, jumps, and protects the deprived. So this is a wonderful temple. Besides, inside this temple there are some statues of Hanuman, Sai Baba, and Ganesh. So this temple is devoted to the three of them, but it bears the name of Hanuman. If you have a chance, pay this temple a visit. One very important advice from me, do not enter any temple in India on your own without permission. In clothing like mine, as you can see, we're outside the temple, and do not touch anything inside. Do not touch anything inside. There were several cases, like recently one of the tourists came to the gong and stroking it. And so he got into hospital as the local beat him. Everything connected with religion for Indians, well, for every nation is crucial thing. So respect it, please. And respect the place you come to, and we continue. So friends, are you scared? If you misbehave, the same thing will happen to you on GOA. This is a friend of mine, Mikhail. Now he's busy with a horrible thing. Have a look at this device. If you're of the opinion that this is an old Indian device, you're wrong. It is old Russian equipment, which is called Pravila. I won't interfere, as it is not a simple thing. Hi. Could you please tell us what this device is used for? What can be improved with it? It has a very powerful and very specific impact upon the whole body. The person is stretched horizontally from fingers to toes, what makes a person relax greatly. Tell us please, how much time should be spent on this device? Naturally, it relaxes the backbone. What about the time if a person visits you for the first time? For the first time, even if a person has been stretched for 10 seconds and has fulfilled my recommendations regarding breathing and relaxing to the full, it is more than enough. Time losses, it's the usual track here. The main thing is quality and what is going on inside. Well guys, we do not advertise, as those who need it will find Misha, but I give you a hint that he is in the region of Rumble. The practice is not for everyone, and he does not bring it into mainstream and advertise it aggressively. But to tell the truth, I recommend persistently to visit this good guy, who sometimes boxes in Rumble neighborhood. And if you experience some issues with your back or you want to look inside yourself, you shall visit this place. Let's move on. Thank you very much, my dear friends. Let's film a little bit more. This guy was here all the time while we were speaking. Hi, how do you feel? It's great. How often do you visit this place? It is my third or fourth time here. Misha, will this device cope with my weight? Sergey, I'm afraid not. Actually, I'm scared, but the next time I will certainly try it. Well, we won't disturb you, friend. Visit this place. Yeah, one should relax. Let's move on. Could I interfere for one moment? What is your name? Anton. Why have you chosen this very place? Do you practice here on regular basis? Yes, there is a shadow here in the morning. It is a very nice and cool place, so one can even see the sea from here. What are you practicing here? We're having classes in poeing here. What is this? Poeing is just balls on the ropes, which look really simple. But in fact, that is a very interesting practice for balancing, for coordination, building the relations with the space, to see the geometry of the space. Are you always here? Do you hold classes here every time? Yes? So friends, if you're interested in this, we're on Arambal and you should use Love Temple as a landmark. If you're keen on trying this really beneficial for coordination practices, sorry for disturbing. Good luck, guys. These are non-checkers, but I did at least something. Wherever you go in Goa, you meet your old friends. Here is Sergey, a friend of mine. He has been living here for a long time, and I want him to narrate about old Portugal architecture. We have selected this place on purpose, and the cameraman shows you around. These are old Portugal houses everywhere. These are very beautiful Portugal houses. Here there are nice old hosts who have let us film their house. They have a lot of kids. So, Sergey, you have lived here, you have lived in Portugal houses, and could you tell us what these old Portugal houses are made of? So, first of all, they were made of a very peculiar material of the volcanic origin. It is vesicular and it keeps warmth. At the same time, it keeps the house cool at any temperature. The roof is rather interestingly built, and the ceiling is really high. They were not built back to back. There were some places left for the wind to air the house, especially during the rainy season and the strong heat. Tell me please, when I was here in India earlier, there were lots of Indian houses built. Now some of them are rather ramshackled. And these houses have been here for hundreds of years. The quality of the construction is absolutely fantastic. Once I lived in a hotel which belonged to a very rich Portugal family, and there was a patio, high ceilings, a tall tree inside. So you have a chance, if not to live in an old Portugal house, at least ask to drive you to see these houses. One more question. I have never seen a single Portugal house closer than 2 kilometers from the sea. That is the usual practice when the Portugals did not build houses close to the sea in order to avoid tsunamis. They were educated people and knew the dangers. The Portugals cannot be called ill-considered guys. Unlike the English, who left Goa in 1947, in 1961 India entered its troops here, and Goa was no longer a colony, but officially Goa changed its status in 1987. And 1 year later I went to serve in the army. In the Portuguese one and I in the Russian. We go on traveling, guys. It is unbelievably hot today. It is even hard to imagine. Friends, many of you are of the opinion that Goa is for the young people only. For those who are interested in yoga, for those who are about 30, 35 or maybe 40 years old, I still regard myself to be rather young. And if you think so, you are absolutely mistaken, as there are lots of people in their late 60s and who are even in late 70s. The next character is Sergey Mikhailovich, who is 72 years old. He is in great shape. Besides, he is a boxing coach. Now he's holding a class in boxing. We will try to ask him to pay us some attention and answer our questions. And you shall decide if you should go here or not. Sergey Mikhailovich, how old are you? I'm 72 years old. How often do you go there? It is the 3rd year I have been here. How did it happen that you found yourself in Goa? I wanted to have a rest and started asking my friends where to go, and one of them told me that Goa was a nice place. Have you always worked as a professional boxing coach? Not actually. I had been a professional soldier for 7 years, and afterwards I was the senior boxing coach in the army for 20 years. I am from Moscow, but I taught Muay Thai in Rostov. I started in 1963 in professional school. How much time do you spend here? It depends, from 2 months up to half of a year. Well, you're 72 and you're in great shape. Our program is watched by an elder generation. Shall they go to Goa? It is not only the place for the young. Could you give some advice to your peers? To tell the truth, it does not matter what sport you do. Yoga, wushu, even boxing. Everything should be treated as a way of understanding yourself. You understand yourself, God, your body through boxing, learn how to respect your partner. It is also beneficial in a complex. And GOA gives all the possibilities for that. And is there any sense for elder generation to go here just to rest? Of course there is. What do you eat? I on my own gave up eating meat absolutely, without any kinds of other helps there. I eat fish, shrimps, oysters, and a lot of fruit. I am in a very good shape, so I run 8 kilometers in 33 minutes. 33 minutes, not a maximum rate, just jogging. What do you do to keep fit? You run, don't you? Yes, I do run without any kind of rush. I usually run in trainers. I used to run with bare feet, but now in trainers, not to hinder the legs. Because when I run without shoes, I feel certain discomfort. It's getting a bit hard to run, so I run in trainers. Then I do a set of exercises, Tibetan exercises. These are mainly moving and turning. The most important thing is that you do not torture your body. You should rest all the time and receive pleasure from your movements and actions. It sounds great. Sorry for disturbing you. Friends, Sergey Mikhailovich is here every year for half of the year. The beach Arambal. Visit it and you will be taught the Tibetan gymnastics, how to run properly, what to eat, how to box well, and how to remain a happy person. And it is time for us to continue. I told you, he's a maniac. This maniac from Murmansk is called Lenya. I met him 6 years ago and I have a feeling that we haven't separated yet. He was at this very place, at this very beach, doing some yoga. Let's go, I will introduce him to you. The most important thing is not to scare him. He can break his neck and that would be a nice meeting of old friends then. Lenya, it's me again. It's a great honor. How are you? Great, everything is fine. Lenya, I warned you yesterday that today we're filming. Hey dog, I'm not tasty. Shoot. Lenya, just a couple of questions. As you know, we're filming the movie about how to rest on Goa, and generally we have collected pieces of advice for those who have come here for the first time. I want you to advise to those who have reached certain results in yoga, karate or other practices, give some pieces of advice to them. As far as I know, you come here on your own and work out without any coach. How often do you visit this place? Sometimes I come here for 4 months, sometimes for 6. You know what a wonderful climate and nature there is. There are fresh fruit and vegetables. Where do you usually train? My favorite place is the beach. That is where I feel the energy, the sea, and everything is. Everything I feel is perfect. I do not feel so comfortable in the gym, so every time on the fresh air outside, indeed. How do you plan your training day? When I wake up, not so early, as I am not working here, I go to do some yoga. After that, I continue my evening trainings. If I cannot fall asleep, I go outside. Whilst the people are going to dance, I'm working out on the seashore, I feel better. Tell me please, you concentrate on yoga mainly, don't you? Yes, here I work with yoga, though I'm doing my best not to forget the set of exercises from Wushu. I enjoy its exertion. You see, in yoga it's about stretching, it is not destructive. Unlike when in the moment of a punch, there are lots of problems when we punch unprepared. As for yoga, it has helped to heal my shoulder when even the operation was absolutely pointless. I feel great. There are no longer problems with my shoulder. I can move up 70 times. We shall film that. Tell the viewers, how old are you? I am 38. So 38, my friends. Do you think there is any point to go here in Goa to train? Stupid question to ask. I think there is nothing else to do here. You know it yourself that there are nice people, nice climate, and the most important thing is that a person will find what he or she wants. Tell me please, though the question will sound rather rude, but many people are sure to doubt. If it's possible to go away for 4 months and do not work, are you unemployed? Are you son of tycoon or tycoon yourself? I have been engaged in business for a long time. Now I own a pilot school, I have my own plane, and I invite everyone in Murmansk to visit my school. We will show you Murmansk, visit the unique place on the water, and for those who want, we will offer the courses. So you're like those people who came to earn some money on the north a long time ago and then rested. So guys, follow his example. I'm so glad how the level has advanced in the previous years. The level is great when compared with what was going on 10 years ago. He was just starting yoga after Wushu, and now I am deeply impressed with his skills. So now we ask him to show something, and our cameraman will film him.
Поэтому давайте мы сейчас попросим ее показать, а наши операторы красиво-красиво снимут все, что он делает, а потом проверим, не забудем.
Later we will see if he has forgotten how to kick.
Ну что, хорошо? Как скажешь, мастер. Все, давай. Ага, а я говорил.
I've told you.
Сейчас мы кое-что еще проверим.
Now let's check one more thing. Get up, you lazy bones. That was cool. But now I shall stand here and show some kicks, so let's begin. And a special kick with a jump.
Хорошо. Так, берем, снимаем. Отлично. Йока гири. Хорошо. Бушира Маваси гири.
One more time, especially for you. So, not all the yoga lovers are as helpless as it seems. A piece of advice, never start a conflict with the local population. If in Thailand they will beat you, any conflict with an Indian will result in serious damage, as a lot of people will run to you, and as they are rather small, they will have sticks and stones with them.
и они лезут из всех щелей, и поскольку они очень мелкие, вас сразу будут
My
бить
filming
палками и
group
кормить.
witnessed such a scene a couple of days ago, and I myself have seen that a lot of times, so behave yourself. As they are not really aggressive themselves, avoid the conflict at any rate. Go away. Bear in mind it is not your native country. And some words to beautiful young girls: that is not the place to go alone. The rest will be told by your parents. Let's have a bite. Why not? Some watermelons?
С удовольствием. Арбузика. А вы нам завидуете, мы пойдем кушать. Давай. Снимайте руку. Так. Ну что, друзья,
Well,
вот он,
friends,
старый добрый Royal Enfield. Вы не
here it is,
поверите,
a
вот
good old jolly
самые
Royal
сильные эмоции,
Enfield.
которые у меня, одна
One
из
of the
самых
strongest
сильных эмоций,
emotion which I
которая у меня
received
осталась
from
от Индии,
India
это
was
вот
this
этот старый добрый
motorcycle.
мотоцикл, он каких-то 30-х
It
мохнатых
is from
годов, до сих пор
1930s.
англичане передали линию по
The
производству
English
Royal
have
Enfield
sold their
сюда,
production
в
here to
Индию.
India.
Он с незначительнейшими изменениями
It is still
производится
made
здесь до
with
сих пор.
minor alterations.
И я вам
Well,
честно говорю,
you know, I
я
sat on
просто
it,
вот здесь сел, сейчас
drove a bit
проехался
along
немножко здесь по Моржему.
Morjim.
Моржем — это место для русских туристов знаковое.
Morjim is a special place for Russian tourists in
Вот я
India,
проехался по нему,
Goa.
и, ну, эмоций не
This
передать.
bike belongs to a friend of
Честно говоря,
mine.
этот мотоцикл принадлежит моему близкому другу, с которым мы сюда приехали практически в
He
одно и то же
came
время.
here
Он тоже
with me
приехал сюда 12
simultaneously
лет
12
назад.
years ago.
Остался здесь, и все эти 12 лет
He
занимается
stayed here,
кухней.
and all
Вот
these
видите,
years he
ресторан
has been
Fish No
cooking.
Fish, это ресторан, который принадлежит
Fish is his
ему.
restaurant,
Я,
and
к
to
счастью,
meet
его
him
здесь
today,
встретил, он по-прежнему сидит в одном и том же месте, на Моржеме, и
we'll meet
с кем,
him.
как не с ним
He's still
поговорить
sitting
о
on his
еде,
usual
потому
place
что
in
еда в
Morjim.
Индии здесь,
He's the
Гоа,
very person to
вообще
discuss
в
food
Индии,
with,
Гоа,
as food is
она
very
очень
special here in
специфическая.
Goa, well,
Я
in
честно
India
вам хочу
generally.
рассказать, что есть много подводных
I want to
камней.
warn you
И поэтому я
that
хочу говорить
this
с
is a hard
профессионалом,
issue to
человеком,
talk
который
about,
мне, не будет
and
врать,
thus
но,
I would
во-вторых,
like
моя
to
группа,
talk
и
to
я
a
хотим
person who
поесть.
won't
Нам
lie
нужно
to me,
пообедать.
and my
Так
group and I
что,
are very hungry. So let's go film and
ладно, пойдемте
discuss it.
снимем сейчас быстренько интервью, мы вам все расскажем, и я еще покатаюсь. Всю остальную съемку я делаю на Энфилде, он мне его сегодня дал.
The rest of
Завидуйте.
filming I will do on Enfield, as my friend has allowed me. Dima,
Вот он,
here he is.
матерый крепыш. А, смотрите, сразу понятно, мой друг.
He is obviously a friend of mine, a very big guy.
Мы, конечно, с ним стареем, обрастаем бородами. 12 лет прошло как-никак.
12
Ну,
years
что,
has
Димчик, давай.
passed, we're getting old, growing beards,
Так, ну что?
but well, let's
Давай,
go.
пока нам несут компот, я помню, когда мы
Oh,
сюда
while we're
приехали,
waiting for
ребята,
drinks,
правда,
tell me
12
please,
лет назад здесь
12
нельзя
years
было
ago
есть
it was not
нигде,
possible to
кроме
eat anywhere
дорогих
here.
отелей. Потому что
Indian
вот
food
индийская еда,
is
она хороша в
okay
индийских ресторанах в Москве,
in Indian
в
restaurants
Лондоне,
in
в Нью-Йорке.
Moscow,
А индийская еда здесь это,
London and New York.
ну, очень специфичный
Indian food
продукт.
here
И я
is
вас
a very,
уверяю, он
very
понравится
special thing.
далеко не всем.
I
Поэтому
won't be
лично
appreciated
мое
by,
убеждение,
it won't be
лично мое,
appreciated by anyone.
что,
So my
сейчас,
opinion
вы
is,
знаете
you
мои
know,
фильмы, я еще раз
my
повторяюсь,
films
я
I
никого
never
никогда
advertise.
не рекламирую. Но в данном случае я совершенно четко
But in this
рекламирую
case,
только
I strongly
русские
advise Russian
рестораны
restaurants.
здесь, английские,
English,
французские,
French, Italian, any kind
итальянские.
except for
Смотрите
Indian.
рестораны только те, которые принадлежат вот не индусам. Но если вы рискуете здоровьем, я знаю два ресторана, которые принадлежат
But if you like risking, I know two restaurants which belong to Indians
Это
and
исключение
where
из
there is
правил.
nice food. But well,
Если вы приехали из
this is an
России, всегда смотрите,
exception.
кто владелец. Если
If you
владелец
have come from
русский,
Russia, learn who
то
the
там
owner
чистая
is.
кухня, мы
If it's
обязательно
Russian,
пойдем на кухню,
the
мы всё
restaurant has a
посмотрим.
clean kitchen.
Они
They
понимают,
understand that
что
the staff
персонал
should
должен быть
wash their
руки, что у
hands.
них должна быть
They are to
медицинская
have
карточка.
a
Здесь
health
это тоже очень важно,
certificate.
потому что вы видите, я вот теку просто уже жарко.
It is very important here, as it is very hot here. You see me sweating. Tell me please, Dima, what should people pay attention to when they want to eat here safely and enjoy their food?
Советую обратить внимание на воду.
Ты не хочешь.
Пожалуйста, перец добавить.
It is so tasty.
Ну что,
I
завидую,
take
как?
your glass. Pay attention to water on which the food is being made.
Должна быть обязательно бутылирована.
It must be water in bottles, as many Indians do not understand that it is not safe to drink water from wells,
У них очень вода находится.
where the water is very close to soil. Friends,
Я тебя
I-
перебью. Мы специально не поленимся, я попрошу группу, мы
Sorry for
съездим и
disturbing you.
снимем вам
I
дадим
promise that
то, что
we
происходит
will
вокруг.
find some time to go to these
Я не
wells to
пугаю,
film
но
them.
вот
and what is going on around them. I'm not trying to scare you, but I have no desire to look at it. They will film it without me. The local population are accustomed to these things as they live here, but we are from another part of the world and our needs are absolutely different. So the water we drink matters very much, and the water ice is made of here, as that is often added to various drinks. How can I know it? Do not be afraid to come and ask to have a look at the ice they use. If it's ready-made ice, it is packed, it is obvious. There should be big boilers from which they take some water for cooking and drinking. In some places they give people water right from the tap. How can one identify that ice? There's a small secret. You take 2 pieces of ice, put them in a glass, and let them melt. If the water is clean, without any kind of impurities, then it is good quality ice. Advice from Sergey Badyuk: if you travel here, you can drink only the water from the bottle which you have opened yourself, and never drink it if you have left the bottle somewhere. If you have left the bottle anywhere, forget it, buy a new one. Am I right? As there were some cases, and you surely do not want to repeat these cases. I advise you to drink warm water rather than the cold one in the place where you are not sure of the origin of ice. Such things really happen, and as there are no Russian restaurants on Goa everywhere. What else should we pay attention to? The appearance of the waiters and the staff. Do not be ashamed to have a look at their feet and hands, what they're wearing. Clothing should not always be specialized, but it must be always clean. It must be absolutely clean, no stains, as these people have an open access to food every day. Good. Now as for food. To tell the truth, I have been there for 3 days, but I haven't thought of meat. I ate scrambled eggs in the morning, then we had some fruits, then some fruits again. I understand that what I usually treat as food, I eat only once per day here, very late at night. What would you recommend? My advice, but I don't resist, of course, that if you come here to get healthier, you should change your nourishment. Eat seafood, fruits, let your body be positively surprised. There are lots of fruit. Oh, by the way, why do you think of fresh juice, which is made here everywhere in horrible conditions? What do you think of all those fresh bars? I do not think high of these places. I think it should be treated very carefully. Like in Russia, there are people who add some water or syrups. One should insist on having fresh juice without water. It is very important. Pay attention to it. There are lots of fruit here, but, well... Take pineapple, for instance. One is for eating and another for making juice. Are they different? Naturally, just like watermelons. I have been visiting Goa for 12 years and I hear it for the first time. Why were you silent about that? What have they brought us today in the morning? The whole team were laughing, but they're obviously fine. So, my advice is to consume the seafood and fruit here as much as possible. How to understand that the seafood is alright? Well, how to see? The secret is known by many people. Before ordering, ask the staff to show them to you. And take a look at the grills, if they are present. They must be red, very red, not pink. Usually fishmongers come here from the sea 2 times per day. Do they go here themselves or go to the sea? We prefer to go to the market on our own to avoid some problems, which unfortunately do happen when salesmen try to sell old fish as if it has just been caught. And as the responsibility for health of the customer is on us, we prefer to make sure. So, we've talked about food. Let's talk about customers. who comes here? Previously, only certain type of people used to visit this place. Who are they now? What do they do? Absolutely different people. Here come those engaged in art, like poets, artists, as well as politicians and celebrities. Unfortunately, there are also those who come here to consume certain substances. Here are... You're talking about drugs. They say that they come to find the enlightenment, but it all ends up with drugs. We saw here a lot of people who are elder than 60, I mean rather old. I never cease to wonder. 3 years ago I met a man of 67. This man, he did not have one kidney, but he was in such great shape at that, like swimming in the butterfly style. He could swim about 6.5 kilometers. If anyone told me, I would not believe, but I saw it myself. He has not visited this place for 3 years. But there are other people for whom it is too late to take drugs. But they come here to improve health. They look gorgeous. It still surprises me when I go to the beach. And so rather an old man who is in some asana, which is hard for a younger person. And you sit and wonder, how come? My dear friend, how is your boxing? I want to tell you one little secret of mine. Judging by his size, Dima has not always been engaged in cooking. Dima has spent many years boxing, being one of the founders of the first boxing club here. He was a promoter of the first professional female boxer in India. He even brought her to the tournament Fight Nights in Moscow, where she won. Later, Dima, without me, will organize a trip for you to see the boxing hall. How old is this hall? 12 years. Are there many Indians? Do tourists visit it? Yes, locals frequent it, and tourists often visit too. There are special trainings, not only boxing, but also fitness. And where is the gym situated? In Chipora. It is called Tiger Boxing School.
Into the training every day, it's hard training, and then on the end you step inside the ring and it's one against another with rules, and there is a full respect, must be full respect. So if you do sport and you do correctly sport, whatever is the sport, I think you become a better person.
Ça fait un petit moment qu'il tchatche, qu'il essaye de faire marcher son mind, d'exprimer ce qu'il ressent, mais manque de temps, le courage, bon présage, son exutoire, son rejet, son purgatoire, sa manière d'établir le lien entre les autres et cette l'excès, il connaît ses limites, les méconnaît, mais reconnaît un devoir exclusif et subversif devant tous ses faits, son rejet, son exutoire, son purgatoire, sa manière d'établir le lien entre les autres et cette masse. Il avale son micro dans son esprit, dégueule ses mots, c'est quand il est chaud qu'il sort ses lyrics par kilo, il a traîné, ramassé, rapouillé à n'importe quel degré, la sueur au fond, le cœur en feu, avant les dangers de l'incipitant, s'installe que l'on lui sert, l'air de rien, elle lui bouffe son noisement de hémisphères, pris tourner l'incestueuse, turpitude venimeuse, elles englobent ses lobes et ses fibres nerveuses.
You know the art, means how to fight or whatever, you are free. No one can tell you something that you throw this and that, no? Like even in real life, you don't feel any scare, no? You are like free to do whatever you want. You are like, like just you are aware in a sense what you want to do and this and that. No, it's like you are strong enough to protect yourself as a human being or whatever as a girl. I think each and every girl or they must learn this martial art, whatever, MMA, boxing or fighting sports.
There's a big screen. On this screen, how often do you show these movies? 4 times a week, and we also try to hold concerts with live performances 3 times per week. You know, when you're far away from your native country, you start missing it badly, but the guys here organize live broadcasting. There will soon be broadcast. You will see the broadcast later. Mike Zambidis versus Batu Hasikov. Batu is a friend of mine. I wish him good luck. The broadcast will take place in this restaurant. There will be plenty of Russian guys. There are other kids too, so there is some kind of social life. If you have come for health, to have a good rest, to get the best for yourself and your family, then I recommend you to go there. I mean to India, as there are all the possibilities for recreation. Now we're having a bite, and we're going on. There are a lot of interesting things to come. Friends, I could not pass the local market by. You see the local guys who are making juice out of the cane. I do not risk tasting it, but many people enjoy it here. It is pressed and some lime is added, but what I like about it is the device itself. A scary place, really, but if you have come to Goa, it is absolutely necessary to visit. Friends, this is the reason for all the wars about 200-300 years ago. Indian spices, though I may be wrong about the history, but these are the spices for which a lot of ships came there, for which England colonized India. That is a strategic good, but now pay attention. The names are in the Russian language. I like traffic here too. We were about to die right now. Here's my shop over there. Is it your first time here? So friends, we have just started going along the market, which is very long, and I am scared to go further. But you have a certain impression now, and if you go to Goa, do not forget to visit it. One important thing to show: once upon a time, very long ago, I bought a very warm thing here. They're imported here from Nepal. You shall buy it. It is very warm and I still use it. It may be of use. May we take a photo with you? You speak Russian? A little bit. Friends, I have just bought shorts here. They are very funny. We are filming tomorrow and I decide to make the whole team laugh. Now I have trunks with Batman. What surprises me in the Indians is the fact that if you do not know English, don't be afraid, speak the language you know. They speak Indo-English here, a very special language. But if you speak a little bit of English, it is more than enough in India. There are many examples of a Russian and an Indian having a nice talk and understanding each other perfectly well. I remember 6 years ago there was a popular phrase, look my shop. But we should go on. There are lots of things to do today, but I should show you this place. I should have shown it.
Посмотри мой магазин.
That's the music they're listening to here. Tell me please, why is this here? Why? It's 43 degrees in here. Let's run away from here. Let's run away. You want some ice cream? Friends, if I lose my job, I will go to India to work as a white elephant. We shall run away as soon as possible. I told you, I would be a great white elephant. When one goes round these slums, and these are really slums, one shall call me Raj. Look how beautiful it is behind me. There is a temple. I came to a very interesting place. It is banyan, almost a mythological tree. It is the place of strength. Sometimes there are people sitting there and meditating. I haven't seen it myself, but I've heard a lot about the enlightening under this tree. What is so special about banyan for us is that that is very place I met our cameraman. It happened 6 or 7 years ago. Alex, leave the bloody camera and come here. The camera is standing. Friends, meet the person whose hands have filmed all my recent movies. You see Sergey Badyuk with his eyes. So Alex, we meet here on GOA. Tell us please, why do you go here? There are a lot of drugs, complicated situations, but you are another type of person. What do you find here? Nice climate, wonderful food, and I usually come here after the Himalayas. I practice yoga and massage. When it is windy, I do kite surfing. Why banyan?
Оно мне очень хорошо подходит в качестве.
Oh, it is a perfect makiwara, and it is very convenient to move up on it. Tell me please, do you train here alone? Yes, I train here alone. I train with guys on the beach. I have a question. We have filmed Thailand a lot recently, and I haven't been to Goa for 6 years. And there is a considerable difference in the price, unlike Thai. Indians haggle. What are your recommendations for the guys who have come here and want to rent a house? You should reduce the price by several times. If they disagree with it, turn and go away. Now we're showing you the house you rent. How much does such a house cost? House with 3 rooms costs about 20,000 rubles. So one can go there to train. As for food, there are, of course, various vegetables, juice, and the weather is very comfortable, sunny. Indeed, I see that you're in good shape. Thank you, Alex, for talking to us. My dear friends, I have again used my position as we came here to film in the movie by Pyotr Buslov with my colleagues. And one of my colleagues, Andrei, has arrived in Goa today. And he arrived just like the majority of Russian tourists in 36 hours, as waiting in the airport is 10 hours. And there was an emergency landing in Astrakhan because of a drunk passenger. Do not drink on board, please. He has not enjoyed India yet, but we have filmed something with Petya and got our first 10. I want to talk with Petya about garbage. Yes, there is a lot of garbage. I am not accustomed to such a number of it. When I went there, the only stereotype was that here one can only take drugs and get a drug addict. But it has turned out that one can do sport here. The country itself is rather poor, people are poor, but they're nice anyway, and it turned out so that there are not enough dumps, but a lot of rubbish. At first I had a desire to attach a plastic bag for garbage to my leg, not to be like them, and one should try to wash their hands everywhere. And one should not be like the local people. If you have bought some coconut, leave it to the seller after eating, and he shows what to do with it. Please do not throw it under some palm tree. I must say that thanks to Petya, it's because of him who has found some boxes. The whole crew threw the garbage in these boxes. When we were leaving the beach after shooting, it was all absolutely clean, as Badyuk contributed to the cleanliness of the beach. What I want to say is that one should take only the best out of this place. Indeed, I think that except for the physical garbage, before going there, you should get rid of the rubbish in your head. And do not forget to wash your hands before going to eat. I just want to say, watch the planet of Shanti. So friends, our day on GOA is over. I should say that we wanted to make a good movie. We were doing our best to inform you how to rest here, in order not to hump the health, but to strengthen it, get healthier, and go back here again and again. I sincerely hope that when I'm back here next time, I will see more healthy people from Russia here. And it was Sergey Badyuk with my new movie, The Planet of Shanti. Take care of yourselves.